All right. Welcome back to the Freedom Rocks channel. Here we kind of break down biblical verses and biblical meanings of things, kind of put them in a different perspective, or maybe not a different perspective, but a perspective where we can understand it. Um, so tonight we're going to talk about love. What does love really mean? And kind of how we use it or how it should be used, and kind of what Jesus says about it in the Bible. So, first of all, um, the meaning of love. What does the word love mean? Um, the love means an intense feeling or an intense affection, or a great interest or pleasure in someone or something. And a couple elements of love that kind of go with love um, is a commitment, which means the decision to stay with one another with the expectation that the relationship was permanent. Jesus had a commitment to stay with us when he loved us, when he died for us. So on his end, the relationship was permanent. Of course, we do have a choice to follow him or not, but um, as far as he goes, he loved us so much that he died for us. So his relationship with us was permanent. And then the intimacy, there's an intimacy side of love. The feelings of closeness and connection include sharing thoughts, feelings, and details of your life. There again, in the Bible, it said that Jesus says to cast your cares upon me. So there, he's kind of like, he wants that connection. He wants that strong um, feeling of closeness towards us, with us, going both ways. That just kind of touches on a little bit, but what we're going to focus on is the famous um, love chapter in First Corinthians. Kind of what these break these verses down, and there's a couple other verses as well. But the famous one is the love chapter, First Corinthians. So, and Paul was writing this towards the Corinthians. They were having problems with each other. The church was kind of dividing. There was like little groups being formed, like leaders and teachers kind of making their own thing, and certain people would follow them, and then this group would badmouth that group. So it was kind of getting pretty, chaotic, kind of like now it is nowadays. I mean, this church this and this church that, and they're bad mouthing each other. I mean, I don't know what degree, but they weren't saying good things about each other. So Paul was kind of saying, with these gatherings of people that, okay, have your groups or whatever, but God's love should be the center of it. Should be the center of the church, not self-centered. Um, so here's what he was saying in the English Standard Version, 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 7. And he was saying in the previous verses as well, that you can do all these things and, say, sir, I can't remember the exact verbiage, but you can say all these words and do all these things, but if you don't have love, it's meaningless, basically, is what the first 3 to 4 verses in the chapter was saying. So then now it kind of cuts into the heart of things on the love part of it. So chapter 4, it says, or verse 4, it says, love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. Love does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. Love bears all things. Love believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. So if you kind of rephrase this a little bit and kind of put the meaning of love into the word love, it says, intense affection or pleasure in someone. You should be patient and kind. You should not have envy or boast towards someone when we have intense affection or pleasure towards them. If we desire intense affection or want pleasure, we should not be arrogant or rude. We should not desire our own way or not be irritable or resentful. We should not desire to rejoice at their wrongdoings, but rejoice in the truth. Having an intense affection or having a great pleasure in someone will endure all things. So it's kind of saying, kind of in a nutshell, to get out of ourselves and quit being self-centered, and to have the desire towards other people. And it kind of gets confirmed here in this next couple verses that I say. And then in Matthew 22, verse 37, 38, 39, Jesus was talking to the Pharisees and the Sadducees. They were trying to give him, they were kind of questioning him, and at times giving him trick questions, like kind of questioning his authority, who he is, what's he doing, why is he doing, just kind of fluffing his feathers a little bit, I guess, so to speak. So he said to them, he said, you should love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the great first commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. So kind of rephrase it. He said, you shall have intense affection for and have great pleasure in the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the great first commandment. And a second is like it. You shall have intense affection and have great interest in your neighbor as yourself. So he was saying in a nutshell, telling these guys to get out of themselves and to love God. And, Jesus was kind of being commanding. Well, it kind of was. I mean, not really bossy, but firm, like, hey. So, we must do this if we are to be in line with him and to live like him. This is the best way we should be for God to work in our lives. And then Jesus said in John, a new commandment I give to you, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also are to love one another. And then I rephrase it to, a new commandment I give to you, that you have intense desire towards or have pleasure in one another, just as I had intense affection or great desire in you. And you are to have intense affection and great pleasure for one another. So it's kind of like, in conclusion, I guess I can sum it up the way I understand it, or not the way I understand it, but the way that I think it is written is that what Jesus is trying to tell us here is to kind of get out of ourselves and stop being self-centered, and to serve others. Get out of ourselves and serve God first. If we do this, if we love God first, then love our neighbors, we would all fit together, kind of like a spoke in a wheel, and help each other in the process. Then our problems would be minimal, really. I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, we create most of our problems because things ain't working the way we want them to work. And we get self-centered and rude and resentful and, so then now our problems are pile, now we're mad. So, so if we take us out of it, and if we live the life we're designed to live by God, who created us, put God first and love one another. It's kind of simple. So I think if we all strive together and do this and obey his commandments, I think we would all get along pretty good. So I thank you for watching me tonight on Freedom Rocks, and please leave a comment and we can comment back and forth. And my phone just died, so I hope everybody has a good night. Thank you.